great. It's really dirty on my floor. Hi guys, my name is Marley and welcome to my channel. Today we are starting off the third video in sort of a series I've been doing on my channel where I read books recommended for one of my zodiac signs in my astrology chart. So I started out reading books for Libra, which is my sun sign, the one that most people know about themselves. Then I tried out reading books that were recommended for my moon sign, which was Taurus, which was just like last month. And I told you guys I'm gonna do one more video like this, and it's reading books recommended for my rising sign, and that is Gemini, and it is officially Gemini season. So happy Gemini season to all the actual Geminis out there, but Gemini is my rising sign. So I scoured the internet as always to find books recommended for Gemini, and I'm going to read them and review them, see if I like them, and we can sort of see what my reading taste fits most. Is it my sun, moon, or rising sign? So to start, we have a recommendation from a website / blog called Off the Shelf, and they recommended In a Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. This is a thriller book following a main character who goes, I think, on some sort of bachelorette or all-girls weekend party in the woods. Sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, honestly. But then we skip forward, I think, 2 days, and we see that she's in the hospital. Someone was murdered and she, I think, is linked to it somehow, and so it's a mystery trying to figure out what happened that weekend. This was recommended for Geminis because Geminis are very curious, so naturally like trying to figure out a mystery would be a good fit for them. Also in this post it pointed out that Geminis can be very charming and sometimes kind of trick people, which is fitting for the unreliable narrator that is present in this book. So I'm definitely excited to read this. I've been making my way through Ruth Ware's whole backlist, and I normally enjoy her books. I normally give them around 3 or 4 stars, so we'll see how this mystery goes. Next up, we had a recommendation from Stephanie's Bookverse on YouTube, and I'll link all of these sources below if you want to go check out their lists and their recs. But she actually recommended the second book in this series, but I'm just gonna go with the first one because I've been wanting to read it, and that was Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This follows 2 sisters getting caught up in some sort of like competition that is involving a carnival. She recommended it for Geminis because the one sister she really felt was a Gemini. So this is more of a rec based off one of the characters resembling a Gemini, but I'm excited for this one. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings on it, so I'm interested to see if I will love it or if I'll be one of the haters. And then the third rec is going to be the classic novel. I always read a classic in these videos. So this came from Times of India, and I specifically looked up a list that recommended a classic for each sign. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out this list. But for Geminis, they recommended Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I was honestly hoping they would because I'm definitely intrigued to read the classic story about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it makes sense because Geminis are known as like the twins, and they're known to have like 2 sides to them, one of them being very outgoing, one of them being very antisocial, and so that literally is perfect for the premise of Dr. Jekyll having 2 sides of him, one of them lighter and one of them more of a dark side. So I think this is a really good pick for Geminis. A little bit nervous because I don't totally jive with classics, but as I think I mentioned in my TBR, some of my favorite classics that I've read have been more of the horror ones, such as Dracula and Frankenstein. So hopefully I will enjoy this somewhat. I think I'm gonna start out with In a Dark Wood, the one I'm most excited for. So yeah, let's start the vlog portion of this video and hope you enjoy.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes.
Okay, hi vlog. So last night I got pretty far into a dark wood. Definitely over halfway, I would say. This is such a quick read. I knew it would be. Ruth Ware is such a great writer in terms of her setup and her atmosphere. I was actually getting creeped out last night, and I haven't really been getting creeped out by thriller books lately. So I think that's a testament to how really like creepy this is. I mean, the cover definitely fits for it. But as for the plot, so we are following our main character Leonora, but she goes by Nora, and she gets invited to her ex-best friend's bachelorette party, which in this they call it a hen party or something. It's like, I guess it's a British term because it's a British thriller. But anyways, it's like her friend from high school or like elementary school that she has not talked to in 10 years. So she's kind of hesitant to go. It's a little ominous. We don't know why they had this kind of falling out. But she decides to go when another one of her friends is going. So it is at this cabin in the woods. There's only like 6 people there, and she's definitely feeling a little bit uncomfortable. We are also flashing forwards to her in a hospital, and she's just sort of coming in and out of consciousness. We know something happened in this cabin over the weekend, and it seems like one of the people was murdered, and maybe she might be the murderer. We're not really sure. Something that's a little weird about those chapters is that there's no little like hint that it's one of those chapters. Like normally in a book it would say then and now as like the title of the section, but it doesn't do that in this book, which I'm like, in retrospect, I feel like the editor should have just added that in just so it's a little clear when those chapters are popping up. But yeah, I really was liking the premise. I just kind of always like that trope of a group of people, whether friends or strangers, being in this sort of isolated setting and then creepy things happening. So far, we still do not know who's going to die, so we obviously don't know who the murderer is going to be. I do have sort of like a theory of why the friends had a falling out and what went on. I'll let you know if I end up being correct about that. But as with all Ruth Ware books, it's really good on the vibes. And unfortunately, a lot of the time she doesn't stick the landing. A lot of times I'm loving her books and then I just don't love the twist at the end or like how the end wraps up. So I'm really interested to see whether I will like this one or not. But so far it's going great. I think I can easily finish it tonight because it's been such a quick read. Really fun. This is actually her debut novel, so I'm wondering if it will be her best, as that I think can happen a lot of times because authors will put like so much work into their first book and then the rest just sort of they have to put out quicker. But yeah, I definitely see why this would be a good book for a little Gemini because there's a lot of mystery and intrigue going on. So like the characters played with a Ouija board just now, like it's very fun. Hey, so I just went to the eye doctor. I wanted to show you guys my pupils. They're so dilated. The sun hurt my eyes so bad traveling home, and it's really, really blurry. So this is me trying to work. I didn't realize it was gonna be blurry for hours. So this is me like trying to work now. Just squinting. It's better with my glasses off. But at least I got to read on the subway to my appointment, and I'm still loving the book, but this is really annoying. I'm done the book and it was super, super good. I'm giving it 4 stars though. I feel like Ruth Ware did stick the landing pretty well in this. I think this might be like my second favorite book of hers. The Turn of the Key obviously being her best. I think that's pretty universally agreed upon, but this has to be like probably my second favorite. Like I just could not stop reading it. I finished it in 2 days. You could easily read it in one sitting. The twists weren't 100% shocking, but when are they ever in thrillers? Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are, but a lot of times you can kind of piece it together. And the theory I had that I mentioned before was true, and then who ended up being the killer and everything wasn't really shocking, but it was just super fun to read. It got pretty scary, pretty creepy as well, and I actually do quite recommend this. Yeah, I've seen people hate on her writing, but I think she has very good writing, very easy to read writing. It's just that her twists aren't shocking, which is not a huge deal. So yeah, 4 stars to this. Moving on to the next book.
Fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same.
Hey readers, so I am pretty much exactly halfway through Caraval, and I'm loving it. I really am loving it. For those who don't know the plot, basically this takes place in sort of like a fantasy world, and it kind of is giving like 1800s vibes, right? Like old-timey vibes. And we're following these two sisters, Scarlett and Tella. They are being raised by their father, who is extremely abusive to them. Their mother left them when they were young. I feel like that's going to come back into play. We're going to find out more about the mom later. But yeah, so they're in this abusive sort of situation, and Scarlett is betrothed to this count or this lord or whatever, and she's really hoping that marrying this man will help her escape from her father, and she's gonna, you know, bring her sister with her and everything. She's definitely the stereotypical older sister, more responsible one, whereas Tella is more of the wild child one, and that is the one that is apparently the Gemini, and I definitely can see that. And in the beginning of the book we have a bunch of letters here of Scarlett writing to the Caraval master named Legend. So Caraval is this big like carnival competition that goes on, and it like is a traveling event, and you can compete and win a prize. And she has always wanted the Caraval to come to her town so she can try and win again, to help her and her sister, or to bring some happiness to her sister's life. And so she writes all these letters to the master of Caraval, and his name is Legend, of course. So she's never heard from him all these years, and she finally does. He replies to her and sends her tickets for her and her sister and her fiance to come to the Caraval like competition, and yeah, enter to win. So her sister ends up running off ahead of her kind of thing, because she's the reckless one, and then she is following, trying to get to her sister, and she has a little companion guy with her named Julian, and that is like the main romance. So she is separated from her sister and trying to find her sister, and then the competition starts, and we find out that the competition is basically to find her sister Tella. This guy Legend has involved her and her sister directly in the competition. So now she's looking for her sister because she wants to find her, but also if she finds her, she'll win the competition. It's a really cool idea, and there's definitely like mystery surrounding it, because it's like, why does he have this interest in the sisters? Why is he choosing them to be involved? Like, there's gonna be some sort of twist with that going on. I actually have a theory that I think I might just say on the vlog, and it's that Julian is Legend, because they had a little comment about how no one really knows who the master Legend is and something like that. And so I feel like secretly Julian, who's her little companion guy, is gonna be Legend, but we'll see. I'm not gonna say whether it is because I don't want to spoil it once we figure that out, but that's what I'm thinking. I just love the like quirky little things going on. Like, it's definitely one of those like books where there's a bunch of weird things going on in this Caraval, a bunch of weird little characters that we're coming across. It's definitely reminding me of my favorite movie, Labyrinth, which stars David Bowie, who's like a goblin king, and this girl has to go through the labyrinth to find her brother. I feel like maybe this author likes that movie too, or is inspired by it, because it's similar, trying to save your sibling, going through this wacky world, meeting all these weird characters, trying to like solve riddles and stuff like that. So I just think all of those things put together is like really enjoyable for me. Scarlett as a main character is slightly annoying to me, because she's one of those characters that is like hesitant to get involved. Like, she doesn't want to be involved in this. She just wants to go back and marry that guy that she's engaged to. Like, I feel like those characters can be kind of annoying, because it's like, girl, just embrace it, like her sister, right? But that kind of character can also be fun. Julian, the love interest, is great. He is like the perfect YA hero that you want to see. Like, he's super cocky, dark, and mysterious, and they are having really cute moments. It's like, he seems like he doesn't care, but then it's like he'll do something to show that he cares, shows that he's trying to help her. It's really good. I'm really liking that part of the book as well. His character, yeah, I'm just hooked on yet another book. This vlog is going really well, so just loving it. And it's too bad, I hear people like this book and then the rest of the series isn't as good, which I could definitely see, but at least I'm enjoying this one and I can't wait to see what happens. Hey guys, just interrupting this reading vlog for a little diabetes haul. I've had type 1 diabetes for about a year now, so I'm officially eligible to start on an insulin pump, which is a way to manage your diabetes. So I just got sent all of my like supplies from the company that I'm going with. I decided to go with Omnipod. This is the only insulin pump that is wireless, so I wanted to go with this one. They sent me like a whole welcome package thing. So we have some like paperwork, instruction, manual stuff. This is what the system looks like. This is the pod that goes on you. And then this is the PDM that you like manage it with. I have been charging the PDM, so let's check on that. So this is a little PDM. It's like, I'm filming on my phone, so I can't compare it, but it's like a little phone. Should I turn it on? Do I know how to turn it on? Okay, so they sent me this. So this is what I'm gonna use to control it. Sent me like a little case that I'll put on it. Then this little carrier that I guess I'll just put all my insulin pump supplies in when I travel. Big box, which is what the PDM came inside and all that stuff came in. And then the actual box of pods. This has 10, so that's like a full month because you change it every 3 days. And this is what the little pods look like. So this is what I'll be filling up with insulin. I'll use this little syringe thing to fill it up, and then I'll put it on. So tomorrow is when I start this, so I will update you guys on how that goes, on how my training session goes with the Omnipod rep, and I'll keep you updated on that. Subscribe for diabetes updates as well as bookish updates. I finished the book and I'm giving it 5 stars. I have to give this 5 stars. I enjoyed it so much. When we got this big reveal towards the end, it was losing me a little bit. I wasn't totally thrilled, but then in the epilogue, we had this sort of last minute twist slash cliffhanger, as this is a trilogy, so there's a couple more books, so that was a little cliffhanger for the rest of the series, and I was like, you know what, I'm back on, I'm hooked. I'm really excited to continue this mystery. I just loved how magical this book was, how like adventurous it was, like I already mentioned, reminding me of a lot of other things that I like. I read a little bit of the back pages of this book, and Stephanie Garber said that she was inspired by a lot of things that I also like, such as the song Centuries by Fall Out Boy and Florence and the Machine songs, and then also Baz Luhrmann movies, which Baz Luhrmann made Moulin Rouge, which funnily enough, I actually watched the musical on Broadway this month, and I actually watched the movie for the first time this month too, and I can definitely see the inspiration from that, like how whimsical it was and how dramatic and theatrical it was, and I feel like it was really fun to watch that play and that movie around the time that I read this. I just think all the vibes and all of those things has been really fun. So yeah, 5 stars. Can't wait to read the rest of the series. A little bit scared because I think people don't like the rest of the series as much, and I think the point of view is going to change to Tella instead of Scarlet, and I feel like I've kind of come to really like Scarlet, but I think Tella will be fun as well. She's kind of the more fun sister. So yeah, this is going well. The last book now is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Or is it the other way around? Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde, I always forget. I'm ahead in my reading schedule, so I'm feeling good about that. And I will let you know once I have started my last book.
Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way.
Hey blog, I've been reading Jekyll and Hyde. It's not really the most interesting book to vlog about and talk about. I'm a little over halfway now, and yeah, it's just not that interesting, not that crazy. The main character in this book is a lawyer named Mr. Utterson, so we're actually not directly hearing from Dr. Jekyll, but we are seeing through his friend's eyes, what he's going through. So I guess it's a little bit of a mystery as these characters have to like figure out what's going on as they have experiences with Dr. Jekyll and then with Mr. Hyde separately. And then obviously it's more of a reveal that they're gonna be the same person. We still haven't had that reveal yet. I don't know, it's just this lawyer observing weird things going on and seeing Mr. Hyde do criminal things. I don't know, it's just not that interesting. And with all classics, I do have to concentrate a little bit more than I would a normal book, which is a little annoying, but I still am able to grasp what's going on and understand the language for the most part. It's just not like this has like a crazy plot or anything, or is that interesting. So I'll just let you know when I finish it. I did start on the Omnipod insulin pump this afternoon. It's going well so far. It's here in my tummy. Kind of awkward to show my belly, but that's all I got. Hello, here I am to finish off the vlog because I just finished The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And honestly, I really don't have much to say about this book. It was pretty short and I just feel nothing about it. I have no thoughts. I have really no feelings. We finally got more of a focus on Henry Jekyll and his point of view at the end of the book. And it's kind of just the story that everyone knows, where it's this guy that experimented on himself or whatever to make this good side of himself and this bad side of himself, and the bad side wins out and is terrorizing people, and that's all. That's really all. I guess one interesting takeaway from this is just the fact that Hyde, I don't know, he looked a bit different than I pictured him to look, because he's sort of more like dwarfish, he's described as, rather than like big and monstrous. But yeah, I really have no thoughts, so I'm giving it 2 stars. It really didn't make a huge impact on me, and I wouldn't overly recommend or anything, which you guys already know. Like, everyone I'm connected with on Goodreads, no one has read it. So I don't really think this is a book people are racing to read. However, as we saw in the previous vlog clips, I really loved Caraval, well, it's probably my favorite book of the month and maybe one of my favorites of the year. And then In a Dark, Dark Wood, I also really enjoyed, and it was a great, fun thriller. So I would say reading books recommended for Gemini, aka my rising sign, was mostly successful. I don't feel like there was a clear winner. Reading books recommended for Libra, Taurus, and Gemini, I kind of had some good ones and bad ones in each, but maybe this one would be the best just because there actually was a 5-star. Anyways, that's gonna conclude this vlog. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please leave me a comment and subscribe if you have not already. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye.